Hello, this is Tom with Rock Solid, and in this video we shall be going over the import rate sheet tool, which can generally be found under admin and then imports rates and costs or something named similar. This sheet allows you to import a rate for a specific service. This is a service level importer that's been used for many years. We now have a new importer that allow you to do the entire carrier at once, or as many services as you need. You can do 2 services, you can do 10 services. But if you're doing a single service, this one might be quicker. On this sheet or on this page, we have a couple things where we need to name the rate sheet. You can name it however you want. Be aware there is a character limitation when viewing rates. So this, you can see that it's pretty much we run out of space, so don't name it too long. The naming convention we recommend is to put the date first. Then what kind of sheet is it? Is it a cost sheet? Is it a list sheet? Is it a custom sheet? And then that's all we need. We need generally need. We need to know the year it's effective. Like we'll be loading 2022 list rates in a later example. And so I would be naming it 2022 list. So for this, the reason I don't need to say the carrier, I don't need to give it the name of the carrier, is because the next step is to assign the service. So for instance, if I was going to import DHL International Dutiable, so this is an export service for the non-documents, not the non-documents, but the non-docs. That's confusing. Not documents, but non-documents. Um, Things that get taxed. And then over here is a list of the rates. So here is that's the U.S. territories. Let me go down to the dutiable. So here's international dutiable. We have the name, we have all the weights going down, and we have the zones. And I just see it found a typo. Okay. And I need a space here. This is the mass rate sheet file I've been building. So just realized I made a mistake here. So what you would do is you'd copy the rates. One other thing I should mention is on these rate sheets, on the weights, they go down to the rates. Some go to 100, some to 150, 75 for import, depends on the carrier. But then you'll see these strange numbers here. These are the per pound rates. So for DHL, they have a rate that goes from 151 pounds to 330, and this is the per pound rate here. To load it in our system, so we know it's up to 330, we put 90330. Then there's a 331 to 660 rate per pound. So that's where we put the 90660, and then we repeat for the 2199. So you'll notice it's 22,199 pounds is the max. And then the everything and beyond is the 5 nines, 99999. Now some carriers, they just give you, you go up to 150 and then everything out is one rate. So you would load a rate that would just be the 9 nines. Some carriers do break it out a little bit and you might have to do this, but the nomenclature is 5 nines or 5 digits, starts with a 9 and the next 4 could be the weight. So like the 90330 up to 330. The 2199 up to 2001,999. If you have 5 nines, it just means uh, everything after that point, 1,000 pounds, 5,000 pounds, 10,000 pounds would use this rate. So that's how this is explained, and this you will have to load your rate sheets that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it, and I am going to copy that information. And on this thing, I would copy the data into the raw importer, which will then break it out. I'll have my zones, and then it'll just go down. And if you see when I get to 150, you got those numbers. And I'd hit save, and that would save the sheet as 2022 list. Now, the reason I don't have to put DHL in this is because by me saving it to international dutiable, that is a DHL service. So when I'm looking up rates for FedEx, I'm not going to see this rate sheet because it's been assigned to the international dutiable service. If I were looking at FedEx Today, I can't see this. I wouldn't find this 2022 list sheet here visible on a FedEx service because that is a DHL service. I wouldn't even see this sheet if I was trying to find it on the inbound rate sheet because it's being saved specifically to international dutiable. So this is how we've done it in years past, and you can still import one rate at a time for one service at a time for the rate sheets and hit save. This checkbox is not necessary. Don't worry about it. You just hit save. The more rates, the longer it takes. You'll get a little confirmation box down in the corner saying it's complete. If I were doing one row for, say, a letter service, it would be instantaneous. But for over 150 columns and rows and everything, it takes a few seconds, 20, 30 seconds or something like that. So this is the current importer or the original importer, still going to be used because you're going to import them just one rate at a time. Please be aware you cannot duplicate names. If I were to save this and then I try to save another rate sheet with the same name to the same service, it would say the name already exists. If I delete the original sheet and try to import another sheet with the same name, it still won't let me do it because the original sheet isn't fully deleted because it could be used in another older links and stuff. So I would have to give it another name, like say V2. Sorry for that pause. My headset decided to turn off. Go figure. So this is how we would do the current importer. We would import the rate sheets, whether they are list rate sheets, whether they are cost sheets, whether they are the franchise cost I mentioned in the first video, or if they're custom rate sheets. You would use this importer, import any rate sheets. You just have to do it service by service. Thank you and have a great day.